Solana will never recover from that FTX crash at the end of last year. Jasmy coin got delisted from Binance because it's a scam. Ethereum has incredibly high gas fees and will never be able to compete with the likes of Hedera HBAR. Does this sound familiar, guys? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you why I always back the underdog and why you should probably stay away from projects that have way too much positive hype. I'm going to show you exactly why this is when you hit that like button and when you hit subscribe, and let's get into this video. So earlier on this year, I bought you this Solana video. At the time, Solana cost $10, and it was all based around this quote from Chris Bernice. I'm still long on Solana while haters spinelessly pile onto the downside momentum. When Solana recovers, it's not me that will be haunted by the thought. Instead of jeering, I could have been buying Solana at $10. Solana in the past went up to the dizzying heights of $250, and then it crashed down at one point to being around $8. Crazy scenes. Solana is one of the most popular blockchains out there in terms of its actual use. It has the second biggest NFT marketplace. It's one of the biggest market cap coins in the entire crypto ecosystem. It has a phenomenal team behind it, and yet it's been hated on by tons of people. Why is it hated on when the tech is still so good? Well, people like to follow the crowd. In crypto, we are sheep, guys, and we will tend to buy the narrative that is sold to us by people on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. Now, whether you like Solana or not isn't really always that important, okay? If we like a project and it's very high quality and it's being smashed by loads of other people, actually you should stick to what you have learned about that project. And there's a big reason for that, guys. Coins that are being bashed by lots of other people are currently sat undervalued in the market. So Solana, yes, it wouldn't be up here, but potentially you would say that Solana really should be sat right now around $40, which is double the price it's at now. Therefore, you should go towards the coins that have a decent tech and not get too drawn into the narrative of all the negative stuff that surrounds them in the press. Solana obviously got bashed by FTX. FTX basically held a ton of Solana, and this is what happened when FTX went under. It dragged Solana with it. Solana is still growing faster pretty much than any other blockchain out there. This is why it's one of the most exciting projects going. And if you're seeing people being super negative about a project all across the ecosystem, then just go in and dive in and understand a little bit about whether it's genuine or whether they're probably just a bit misinformed. So if I know that Solana right now should be sat at around $40, well, I've already got like basically a 2x there, okay? Not only that, but back to all-time highs, Solana sees a potential gain of like an 11 or a 12x, which is crazy. And I also think that Solana will be blowing up to being worth something like $400 or $500 in the next bull market. And there's so many people who are saying this. The likes of Raoul Pal, who's well known in crypto circles and does a huge amount of research in the space, will tell you similar things. Solana is heavily undervalued. And as we jump across to Jasmy, I talk about Jasmy quite a lot on this channel because I believe it's going to be one of the hottest projects in crypto. You can see that Jasmy saw this massive sell-off just a few weeks ago. And this sell-off, as we can see, which was about 36%, came off the back of the fact that Binance removed them from their main listing and moved it into an innovation zone. This led many people to shout out and say that Jasmy was a scam. Now, I covered Jasmy a lot because I think it's something that the world really needs. If you can go behind the scenes and understand the project and how it works, then you'll understand whether or not it has value. Jasmy is basically a decentralized data economy where you yourself can consume data and you can also produce data. This will then get fed back into a system, but you will be rewarded for it. Unlike what we've seen happening with the likes of Facebook and Google, where they take all of your data and they send it around the world in order to make their business more profitable and give you literally nothing while basically invading your privacy. Jasmy will take away from this. So Jasmy is a quality project, but there is some further things surrounding it. Many people called it a scam because of a bad translation on the main Jasmy website. And many other people who will jump down in this video to tell me that Jasmy is a scam and that Solana's crap and whatever else are usually just very ill-informed. And what's actually great about this is they create this web of lies. But behind the scenes, these projects will always be able to grow because ultimately what really drives the bull market forward is mass adoption and VCs and big money diving into the space. The small money, which is effectively you and me, will just follow the trend. And the dumb money who's been telling you all along that Jasmy isn't worth buying or whatever, will be diving in to buy Jasmy after it's done a 100x move already. Therefore, we want to be buying into the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt. Because then I get to buy JASMY right now, where even back to that recent high, I'm going to do a 70% gain. And you'd anticipate that that 70% gain would likely happen in the next couple of weeks or so as Bitcoin looks to get back on track. As we look at Ethereum, everyone's like, oh, Ethereum is so expensive for gas fees. You're not wrong, okay? I agree with you. It is insanely expensive, and there is lots better options out there. But Ethereum will still be the blockchain that is pretty much the number one layer one, in my opinion, guys, because ultimately it's getting more mass adoption than anyone else. Ethereum is still heavily undervalued. There is going to be a wall of money that's going to arrive into crypto, guys, and it tends to go into the bigger assets first, the likes of Bitcoin, the likes of Ethereum. So whether you like it or not, all of this fear and stuff surrounding Ethereum is pretty much dead, okay? Ethereum is still the most utilized blockchain. It still has the most amount of money flowing through it, and it is still massively more profitable than other chains. And that's because the gas fees are, yes, very high, but it's profitable, okay? You want to invest in projects that are good and expensive, okay? Because they're actually making more money. And I don't really care whether Ethereum is expensive or not, okay? I want to make money, so I invest in the project that's making lots of money. People are still willing to pay those gas fees because they still need to use it for their NFTs. They still need to use it for various other functions. So Ethereum, again, is undervalued. Lots of people thinking that it's not worth as much as it is, and there's a lot of FUD surrounding it. Most of the FUD is just dumb FUD, guys, from people who don't really know what they're talking about, who've been told a narrative of Hedera HBAR is significantly cheaper. It is, but think about how many transactions HBAR has got to make in order to make like $100 profit, when Ethereum will do $100 profit sometimes from one transaction. Now, I'm not having a go at HBAR, guys. I'm invested in HBAR and it's a great project, okay? But there is a ton of publicity about HBAR. People are super positive about HBAR. If I ever say anything bad about it in the comments down below, I get absolutely slammed by people. This emotion I've talked about in previous videos is something you need to be very aware of. If you're holding a particular coin and someone says something negative about it, first of all, your first reaction shouldn't be to go and have a go at that person, okay? You want to understand why they've said that negative thing, go and understand a little bit more about it, and actually understand that maybe a bit of negative press about the projects that you're interested in is actually a good thing, because it drives the price a little bit down, and that's where we can get our value. Because later on, if these projects are as good as they're hyped up to be, then we're going to get in at a good price. But the problem with finding these projects that are overhyped earlier on is everyone has already invested in them. There isn't really much value to be had because the project is already being invested in. If there's lots of hype that's coming from the general public early on, that means that the price is pretty accurate to what it should be, rather than being hugely undervalued like some of the other coins that are actually getting bashed right now. Because ultimately down the line, all of these projects will do very well in the future. But I'm going to get most value right now by buying into the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt. I hope that makes sense. So whether or not you think that HBAR or JASMY or Ethereum or Solana have the most opportunity, well, actually, guys, don't be influenced too heavily by what you're reading from other individuals online. If you've done your research correctly and you understand that these projects are worth having, then go and look at the narratives, okay? Go and look at what's being said about them, and if it's kind of a bit of a negative press in general, just in the comments and things of videos, then you've got yourself a potential to make some good money in a shorter space of time than you have in the longer space of time, because the gains will come more quickly in these undervalued projects than they will in the overhyped, overexcited projects. Now, if you've been trying to buy coins like JASMY or anything like that, and you've been using Coinbase, then I'll tell you, I really don't think that's the place to be doing it, guys. The reason is Coinbase is very easy to onboard people, okay? You pay a massive premium for it being easy to onboard people into the space. They do have lots of coins and it is very easy to use. But once you've been in crypto for a little bit of time, guys, back yourself to be able to use slightly more complex exchanges at an absolute fraction of the cost. And I understand you might find it difficult to buy some tokens in other exchanges if you live in the United States, for example, where you can't use things like Binance. Well, if you go through the link down below in the description, you can find NordVPN, and NordVPN will allow you to access Binance and shave off a huge amount of fees that you're paying currently in Coinbase. Through that link, you'll get a 30-day guarantee, and you can get for $3.17 per month the ability to use any exchange in the world. You'll also make your transactions way more secure, way safer because people are not going to be able to use spyware to see what you're doing. And just for the price pretty much of a cup of coffee, you can be able to secure yourself and save massively on your exchange fees. So go through that link down below in the description for NordVPN. Guys, if you enjoyed today's quick video, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you want to learn more about Jasmine, Solana, all these other coins, then make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye-bye.